All right, let's get into dissecting the song. I wrote the lyrics all by myself. It's entirely mine, and I was very strict about that. There were a couple moments where I could have gotten advice, where I was stumped. I struggled a bit at a few spots, but it was very, very important to me that for my first one that I wrote all of the words. The first verse, we talk about my past. The first lines are about my experiences in the modeling industry. It was a very fun time. There were parts of it that I really enjoyed, especially the earlier parts of my career as a model. But near the middle through to the end, it became an experience that I really resented. And I was it talks about feeling hopeless and feeling stuck. How can I get out of this? This sucks really bad. But I'm still going to be optimistic. I just need to rest. I just need to think about it, process it so that I can move forward. It's going to be okay. This lyric here, happy ever after, without laughter, never mattered or changed a thing. This was the beginning of the entire song. It's the first thing I wrote. The entire song was built around that foundation of those two lines in a row. As long as you believe it, you know you'll see it. You can build a radiant dream. It is a very common belief that you're supposed to be born with a purpose. A lot of people, when they do not have a purpose, automatically they feel directionless and bad. They feel like they've done a bad job because they don't know where they want to go or what they want to do. But I do not think dreams are given to you. I think you make them yourself. And if you don't have one, that is okay. And I personally think it's a good thing. I think if you do not have any dreams and any goals, that's just fine, because that means you've got the entire world of things to choose from. The final line, smiling because I finally found a star to follow me home, is a reference because I think I told you the day we met, I wanted to be something like Polaris for you. I wanted to become a guiding star type figure so that you would never feel lost. Even if I was also lost, we could just both be lost, and that's also fine. In time, I found that you are very much like that for me. Anytime that I am feeling nervous and unsure of where I want to go, even if I make a big mistake, or even if I really need to rest after something, you will still show me kindness. Your kindness has been so consistent and unconditional, and it means very, very much to me. As a liver here in Nijisanji EN, I feel that I have found a home, and I do feel that you are kind of guiding me along this journey that I'm taking here. It's really corny. It's so corny, but that's how I feel. You don't want to run out of time. Carbon copy life comes a dozen a dime, but we're gonna fly. You'd better aim for a higher target, and you feel like your life is just gonna be copy paste like everybody else's. Super cheap to live a very boring, basic life of doing nothing. But we aspire to greater things. We aspire to smiling and having fun, and also having bad times. Our time is finite here on Earth, but if you spend all your time sitting around thinking about how much little of it you have left, you're not really going to enjoy any of it. The best way to enjoy it is to think, I have so much time. I've got so much time to play with and so many things that I could do. That's how you enjoy it, I think. That's what works for me. And that's also, there's a couple things to mention about that line. Just take my hand, we're heading for the sky. This is a musical device called lyric painting. So because the lyric is just take my hand, we're heading for the sky, the melody gradually goes up. Like you're actually heading up for the sky with the melody there. Very proud of that one. Second thing to mention is that is a reference to one of my lines in By the Beat's debut original song, Satellite. There's a lyric I go, take my hand and follow us up to the sky. It's a reference to that lyric and to that line. So it's kind of like a full circle moment. In any role, in any cast, the script may lead to a faded past. So when I was at my worst, I felt like the entire world was a stage play, and everybody else had scripts and rehearsals, but I didn't. I felt like everybody knew exactly what they were doing. I had a very pessimistic outlook when I was younger of just like not being as good as everybody else or as worth it. So I tried to parallel that same idea of relating life to a stage play, referring to words like roles and casts and scripts. Just like with the rest of the song, the moment I present a negative idea, I gotta punch it down into nothing, because there's still hope, and you can always choose to have hope again if you've lost it. It is one of the hardest things in the world to have hope sometimes, but I sincerely believe that everybody can have it in times of pain. There's still a rainbow to lean on. Just look around. This is a reference to Nijisanji because Niji, rainbow. Fate is waiting inside to rise in a shout. Let it out. I don't believe in fate in the traditional sense. I think you decide and sculpt your own destiny. Sometimes life does not give you the same tools to sculpt your own fate as other people, but I still think that it is in your power to sculpt your own life. Build a life that you want and that you're proud of. When your beating heart's a wreck, it's so easy to forget. It's not over yet. Another day awaits and it's calling us. Try it again. We haven't seen the end. There's are direct references to 2 specific waves of Nijisanji EN. The first line, when your beating heart's a wreck, is a reference to my wave, wave 11, the most recent wave, by the beat. We have a heartbeat motif, and so I thought that would be a good enough line to represent us. It's so easy to forget is actually a lyric reference taken from Diamond City Lights, the very first Nijisanji debut original for Nijisanji EN of the very first wave, Lazulite. So the idea here is kind of like a present to past parallel. Another day awaits and it's calling us. Try it again, we haven't seen the end. I love to teach you Morse code sometimes, so when I was writing the lyrics, I thought it'd be kind of cute to include a Morse code rhythm lyric. So the lyric, try it again, we haven't seen the end. If you sing it the right way, it sounds like dit 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 dot 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 dit. It spells out the word home. So the completed lyric there, full lyric is actually another day awaits and it's calling us home is the lyric there. I know, I'm so different. I'm so cool for that. I felt so sexy when I put that on the page. I was like, oh, they're gonna love this. It's Morse code. You don't see Morse code very often in vocal melodies. But yeah, the whole idea there, it's that. Yeah, that's the rhythm there. I made a point to teach you those letters and to make sure it was fresh in your mind. And I also made sure to use it in a pop quiz in the most recent Morse code teaching session so that you'd stand a greater chance of catching it on your own. I've been trying to subliminally coach you into catching that reference. When your silver lining isn't shining and your life's gone and fallen apart, sometimes you hold out hope and the world punishes you for it. The world makes you feel like you shouldn't have hope. Even when everything feels like it's over, just like in a video game, most of the time, life will still allow you to start over, right? I saw somebody caught this too. When I did my engagement tweets, I did actually match the emojis to each member of By the Beat as well. So open your heart. I actually was originally going to do the yellow heart emoji to keep a consistently yellow color, but I figured if I did the beating heart emoji, you would know immediately that that one is you. Because in a sense, I do consider you to be a member of By the Beat in a way. A toast to brighter and warmer days. So I did the clinking glass emoji, which is a reference to Zeogin Joka, because he does the alcoholic beverages and the non-alcoholic beverages. He's known to do non-alcoholic beverages as well. He makes a really good mocktail. You got to try it if you haven't. The world will wait. I did a crescent moon for Sable. In his own content and in his own philosophy, he sees himself as the moon that can reflect the kindness of those around him, is my understanding of him. And then the idea that parallels to the lyric is like, the world will wait. I feel like nighttime is a time of patience and a time of resting and waiting. So the moon kind of represents that. Nothing stays the same. I did falling autumn leaves for Frio. To parallel the lyric, the idea is that these leaves change in color and hue as the seasons progress. And it's also a reference to seasons changing in general. Part of Frio's philosophy, he believes that everything in life is a matter of perspective. And he really challenges himself to be open to the perspectives of others. He presents himself wearing a lot of red, and his hair is dyed a green adjacent color, even though he's red-green colorblind. For the last engagement tweet, I didn't actually do a lyric. I did just kind of like the tagline description for this song. I did stars to represent myself. It was just meant to summarize the entire idea of the song. I hope you don't mind that I've been so mysterious and secretive about it. I just thought this would be the best way to make you excited while also keeping it a relative surprise. And then we get to the final end of the chorus. I know that I'll never be alone, ever room to grow. We all grow and change, and that never really stops. There's still more out there for you to see and to experience. Even if there's pressure on the outside, it can't stop me. I march to the beat of my own drum. Smiling because I finally found a star to follow me home. I once felt very directionless, but now I'm in a place where I know pretty much where I want to be, and I know where I want to go. I'm pretty set as far as like how I want to live the next stretch of my life. And I do have you to thank for that. Ordinarily, I actually would prefer to just leave all these crumbs unexplained so that you can, you know, introspect and play Sherlock Holmes, because I know you love to do that. And I love leaving these things out for you to investigate. But because this one is a letter that I've written for you, so I wanted to make sure you understood exactly what I wanted with it. So I decided I would explain everything.